And I guess it just won't stop to be super nice autumn weather. But now I'm back home in Germany, and today I'm going somewhere and I have a guest with me. And this is my very good friend, Mr. Julian. And we're now going on a little road trip.
Let's do this.
Yeah. First, let's head to the car, and then I'm gonna explain a little bit more of what we're about to do today. And the reason Julian is here, for the next 2 days, this handsome man is with his tiny baby camera there. I don't take him serious for that camera. He's gonna be here for me to teach him some filming. We're gonna take the car, and then we're gonna teach Julian to film some B-roll. Let's do it.
Oh, give me that thing.
Turn my life around. So where do we go when everything feels like it just stays the same? Where do we go from here when everything is said and done?
So, and I actually picked a special spot for the two of us to go to now. And that is actually the one that about 2 years ago I created a video that was the first ever YouTube video that I uploaded to this channel. And the fact that that video is actually exactly 2 years ago made me think about a special quote that I heard someone say. And that's what we're gonna talk about in today's video.
Waiting for something I can't get out. And I don't even care.
Okay, and we actually made it to the spot that we wanted to go to, and the quote that came back to my mind goes a little bit like...
One thing on my mind.
It goes like, we often overestimate what we can achieve in a day, and we completely underestimate what we can achieve in a year. And that especially came apparent to me when I rewatched a video that I did exactly 2 years ago at this spot where we're going to right now, and compare it to the videos that I'm doing right now. And by the way, if you want to know which actual video that was that I'm talking about, I'm gonna link it at the very end of this video so that you can look at that and then sort of compare it and look at how the quality has been back then and how much better it is, hopefully right now. I'm gonna have to show you later. By the way, if you're seeing Julian for the very first time today, there's actually been a previous video on my channel where he appeared.
In Thailand.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how long ago?
I think like half a year, maybe, yeah. 8 months probably. I think so. We met in March in Thailand.
Since then, we haven't gotten around to meet each other, so that's why he had to come over and get his little editing boot camp.
And let's get together now so we can.
Yep, and we found the spot. I mean, it's not super special, but it's as cool as it gets. You gotta work with what you have, right? We're not at the Mediterranean Sea, but at least we got some water. And so, while Julian is probably recording some B-roll back there, I want to talk a little bit more about the quote that I said, because I think it could be a very, very helpful thing for you to think about as well. So for me, very often it is that in the beginning of the day, I write myself like a little to-do list or things that I want to achieve. And then I often find myself not even getting close to achieving everything that I wanted to do on that day, and it often feels like I'm not really making any progress. Especially if you then look back at the end of the week and then you manage to do 2, 3, 4 things out of maybe 10 that you actually wanted to achieve for the entire week. And that can actually get very frustrating because it feels like you don't get ahead. But then when like a half a year or a year later, or as in my case 2 years later, I look back at that video that I made on this very spot here, I then realize how much of an improvement I've made in between that and how many different things that I've been working on in that time. And if I had known where I would go within those 2 years from back that point where I was back then, I would have never thought that would be possible. And so this is a quote that has stuck with me for a very long time, and whenever I feel like I'm not achieving enough in a day, I always try to remind myself of that. It might just be a very, very small step that I'm doing here, but in the long run, if you put all those small steps together, after a year or after 2 years, those add up to so much of a progress that you will be very surprised of what you can actually achieve in that time. And all that is one big reason why I'm also creating those videos. Because in the end, when in a year from now I can look back at what I've done and what I achieved during these like 365 days, it will hopefully be such a surprise of how far I've gotten within that time. And it's all going to be documented within those videos. And they will then serve as a reminder for myself on how much you can actually do within that year. And so the big takeaway, or the thing that I want to give you today, is that think about if there could be something or some sort of a, be it journaling, be it making a vlog, something that helps you to document where you're at right now, so that your future self in a year from now can look back at that and then you see the progress that you made within that time.
'Cause I know that it's you and you're making me feel like it's you.
Yeah, so and then it's actually coolest if you do some sort of a reveal, move your entire body more to the right, and then, yeah. That's probably gonna be better if you go on that side, so. How cool actually is that? So Julian right now is my personal Benjamin.
Ortega.
And we'll see if you can also keep it up on the editing, right? So the last thing that I would want to tell you in this video, and maybe that's something for you to try out, and if you actually do try it out, let me know in the comments below, how could you document where you're at right now and then turn it into something that in a year from now you will actually look at and then see how far you've gotten and how much of a progress you've actually made. For me, it's making those videos. For you, it can be journaling, it can be making yourself voice messages. But now that Julian got a little bit of more practice in B-roll filming, next step's gonna be Julian on the gimbal. First, you're gonna start framing me somewhat like this.
Okay.
And then we're gonna walk forwards and then you tilt it down like that. Something.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Okay, let's do this.
Trying to maneuver over these stones here. Am I going the right way? Slightly looking ridiculous there, Julian back there. You can go and check his Instagram and text him some funny messages there. Try to do some framing like this. Is this somewhat how it's framed?
Yeah.
And then you try to put my eyes on the upper third level. We're gonna catch a few more B-roll shots, but we only have like 20 more minutes left until it's gonna be dark, and that's gonna be enough for today.
Action.
I think he's doing a pretty good job. I'm gonna put some of the B-roll that he's been recording somewhere into this segment. So, and I guess now we definitely did enough B-roll shooting, and now we're getting back home. And I actually thought it would be quite funny to show Julian that video that I made here 2 years ago and some of the other super cringy ones. The first ones where I basically didn't really know what to do and I just edited for fun. So let's head back home and do that. And that actually turned out to be pretty hilarious. It's quite funny actually to think about what just a while ago you yourself thought looked pretty cool. I mean, 2 years is not really that much time. By the way, I often do this too when I find any new channels on YouTube. I then look at their very oldest ones just to see the progress they've made. So in case you want to do that too, here's that very first video I made 2 years ago with my girlfriend Ida. Have a look and tell me in the comments what kind of action you will now take to document your progress. Also, of course, I'd be excited if you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.